What up, Darlington?
What's shaking, brother?
Talk me off some ledges, would you?
It's preseason. Relax.
Talk some sense into me. There's a quarterback controversy in New York. It's on.
Yeah, but it was always on. It was on the second that Dave Gettleman spent a top 10 pick on Daniel Jones.
Agreed. Of the three quarterbacks last night, though, Kyler Murray, Dwayne Haskins, and Daniel Jones, Jones looked nice.
Stop it.
No.
Like, what do you – it's the first preseason game. Like, how come everybody's all over, like, Daniel Jones as being, like, looking so good, but – Ryan Tannehill, meanwhile.
Oh, here we go with you and Tannehill. Here we go again.
No. Hold on. My point is not that I think that Tannehill's all of a sudden.
What do you get, a cut? Do you get a Tannehill cut? What's going on here? I mean,
just let me finish my thought. I mean, my God, Cain. God, you go on the Stephen A. Smith show for a month.
I mean, what is this? Are you the what's his name? What's the Miami agent? Drew Rosenhaus. You're Tannehill's Rosenhaus? Is Rosenhaus Tannehill's Rosenhaus?
No, my only point is that everybody, rightfully so, nobody is going to jump to conclusions about Ryan Tannehill suddenly unseating Marcus Mariota, even though he will by week 8.
Oh!
Nobody's trying to say that today, when his numbers were exceptional.
So what you're really upset about, Darlington, is not that everybody's talking up Daniel Jones. They're not talking about Ryan Tannehill enough.
No. I give up. Look, I've jumped off probably right at the wrong time. I'm not on the Tannehill train, okay? I believe that he's an effective player, but I'm not going to sit here and beat the drum about it. My point is that when it comes to preseason, we pick and choose our narrative based on what is convenient and most desired by us.
No,
like,
okay.
We want Daniel Jones to come in there and be good because it stirs the pot.
Incorrect.
We don't care if Tannehill goes in there and does good.
No,
we don't care.
No, incorrect. What we do is we look to back up opinions that we already had. I was one of the people.
Exactly. That's what I just said.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm doing. I wasn't a Daniel Jones defender. I laughed at the Giants just like everybody else, and I think everybody's inclination, therefore, would be to go in and dismiss what you saw in 5 for 5 for a touchdown and say it means nothing. It's the first preseason game.
I don't think that either.
Okay, here's what I think.
It's crazy to be dismissive of Daniel Jones in the first place. Like, give the guy a chance to get on the field.
All right,
just
calm
because
down.
He was a top 10 pick doesn't mean that he can't be a good NFL player because he was picked in a place where people didn't think he should be.
All right, calm down, Darlington. I'm going to get to Tannehill in a second. This is what I truly thought from Daniel Jones. I actually thought he threw a pretty ball. I thought he threw in some tight windows. I thought that his passes on display last night were really, honestly, obviously more impressive than Dwayne Haskins, who had a tough night with 2 interceptions and a fumble, but also more impressive than Kyler Murray, who really wasn't. Kyler Murray can throw the ball, and there was zip on it last night. But really, honestly, most of it was fairly lateral. It wasn't going downfield much. Daniel Jones was going down the field and completing impressive passes.
I 100% agree. I think that we should be very, very cognizant of Daniel Jones' ability as a quarterback. And that last night should not have finally introduced us to that. Like, this guy, if you talk to people around the league, even like leading up to the draft, like, I'm not saying that he should have been a top 10 pick, but people were very impressed and inclined to believe that he could be a starter in the NFL.
Talking to Jeff Darlington,
people that much.
ESPN NFL reporter Jeff Darlington here on the Will Cain Show. I'm not joking around about you. I'm not doing this to you. I want to do this with you, okay?
I feel like that's what everybody says right before an intervention.
They're outside of the rookie quarterbacks. There were 2 guys that I was impressed with last night, and you have somewhat of a familiarity with both of them. I thought Josh Rosen looked pretty good in Miami. He threw he threw an interception, but he also fit some nice passes into some tough windows as well. He made some plays last night that I was like, look at Josh Rosen. He's going to be somebody's quarterback down the road. Probably not the Dolphins, but somebody. And I got to tell you, same thing with Tannehill. I mean, I'm joking you, but I did take a note last night going, Tannehill looks pretty good. Now, I wrote down.
That's fine. That's unfortunately, though, Will, like, everybody in Miami will tell you they've been down that road before.
Yeah.
And I was always the one to kind of continue to stoke that. Like, this guy has it. This guy has it. And I want to believe that he can eventually get there to where he is that quarterback that we all see in glimpses. But I would also warn you, like, he's got to do it in a consistent form where you've got a full pass rush coming at him. The same with Josh Rosen.
Sure.
Like both of those guys got to prove capable against the league's best pass rushers in a high-speed game.
Here's what I said to myself. Those guys are both going to get starting shots again in 2020. I think both of those guys will start for some team. I mean, you know, in Tannehill's case, it may take a little longer, I guess. But those guys are both going to be starting for somebody again. But do you really mean it when you say Tannehill week 8 Titans?
Well, what I think will happen, Will, and like this is placing a prediction in something that, while possible, is not necessarily determined. I mean, Marcus Mariota's injury history should not make us all feel comfortable that he's going to get through a 16-game season. If Tannehill does wind up replacing him at some point, Ryan is the type of guy who will come into that game and he will light it up and he will wow everybody watching him with his athleticism, with his durability. And people knock him for durability issues when he's one of the tougher quarterbacks in the league. And he will come in there and essentially claim the starting job. And it's going to be very hard for the Titans to put Mariota back in when that happens. What happens from there moving forward, whether he can take that role and then turn it into something that's a long-term job, that's where the question lies. But I fully believe that Ryan Tannehill will get a shot at that starting job in Tennessee.
All right, one last question to tie a ribbon on it, to bring it full circle, with ESPN NFL reporter Jeff Darlington. Who starts first, Ryan Tannehill or Daniel Jones?
They both start the same time. They both start week
Darlington.
7. I haven't even checked. They probably both have buys week 7. That's how educated this prediction is.
All right, man. Fun as always, bud. I'll see you.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.